We're live.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Elijah,
I'm Tomas.
and this is Project 518.
Welcome, everyone. This is our first episode ever, and we're very excited to bring you.
Some information about manifestation, some techniques. Hopefully, we can give you guys some proper guidance on if you're needing some assurance in life, if you're thinking about ways that you can bring about your goals and your needs and your wants that you're seeking out in life.
Right, and just share what we've experienced personally with manifestation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I feel confident in saying that both myself and Tomas have successfully used at least one or so of these techniques that we'll be talking about today.
Right. Yeah. So we jump in.
Let's do it.
All right. So, what is manifestation?
Well, all right. Manifestation is, I'd say, the art of, or should we say, the technique of bringing about your thoughts in your mind into your reality around you that you're experiencing physically. Wouldn't you say, Tomas?
Yeah. So it's from what different people teach. It's based on the idea that your thoughts create your reality. So what's inside of you basically is what you will experience in the outer world. So teachers like Neville Goddard, Bob Proctor, this is what they
Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill, yeah. Think and Grow Rich. It's all about aligning your thoughts with what you want to see in the day-to-day world.
Yeah. And it's not just, you can't just like think something over and over, like, this is what I want, I want to be rich. I want to have money, or I just want to be happy. I want to travel. You have to actually think of things that you want specifically. Say that you wanted to, okay, for an example, buy a new car. And that's something that you were working towards for like a soon goal that you want to realize. So you'll take steps into actually feeling, not just thinking, but feeling it. So yes, thinking could be the secret, but I would say that you really need to feel the thought present in your imagination, and that will help you kind of live in that moment, and eventually you'll just start to see it produce within you, within your reality around you, within your life around you. You'll start to see it shroud you.
Right. So we both read Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard, and he talks about how you have to impress your subconscious mind to really get the effect of it,
Right.
So like you can think all you want, and subconsciously, if you believe that you don't deserve that or you don't get it, you're like, it's not going to happen. So he talks about how you can impress your subconscious mind, how that's what really puts everything into motion here. And we have several techniques that are known that people do. And
one of my favorite techniques, at least one that I use the most as well, is the technique of visualization. This is a technique where you kind of, I know everybody here that if you're watching this video, you know what affirmations are. I'm sure you've probably at least taken the effort to at least state a few to yourself at one point in time. Well, this is kind of taking that to the next level. This is like what we were talking about earlier, as far as really feeling it. Feeling is the secret, like Neville, stated in his book title. You want to really just feel that visualization that's in your head. Feel how it would feel if you were only to already have it. Stop feeling like you don't have it. Stop thinking about, why you don't have it. Stop worrying about the circumstances. Just visualize those affirmations and really feel them in your heart, in your soul, in your being. Like, so if you want more money, stop thinking, I want more money. Start visualizing your account. Start getting deposits. At some point you might sound a little delusional. You might sound a little crazy, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you have the chance to really just kind of alter your reality by just taking a shift in your own thoughts, in your own positive mind state, and stop being negative, and kind of, like we said, use this technique of visualization, living in the end, living in what you want. And I think that you'll soon start to see that it will start to come around you in your physical reality as well.
Right. And I just want to add something. When you live in that feeling of wanting something, like, oh, I don't have it yet, but I want it in the future. Like, I want to be rich. I'm good. I wish I was rich. You put out this vibe of not having, of lack. And that kind of repels, that goes against what you're trying to attract. So you're, rather than attracting, you're chasing something that you're pushing away in a
Mhm.
way. So like what you said, if you visualize it like you already have it, feel like you already have it, then you put
Mhm.
yourself in a mind state where you're ready to align with that desire rather than something that's way above that you just need because you lack it, you know.
Right.
So if you're
Yeah,
like,
and
I lack money, I need it, I'm dying without money, like it's going to be a lot harder then.
for sure. It's like kind of how Bob Proctor says in his book, um, You Are Born Rich. He talks about what we call the razor's edge. Okay. And what that is basically there's a razor's edge between success and failure. Okay. You know, uh, so what that means is I would basically like to say that I feel in my, this is how I kind of live my life, is that you can either want or you can have. And so if you live your life wanting, then that's going to keep you wanting. You're always going to just want, you'll never have. If you live your life already having, whether you actually physically have it or not, isn't the problem, isn't what it's about. It's what you want. So you have it, not what you want. You're going to keep wanting it. I want that. I want that tomorrow. When does tomorrow ever really come? Because you're going to keep saying tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? The
Right,
future
right.
never comes. You got to just be presented, so you say, I have it. I have an abundance, I have money, I have success, I have, and then eventually you'll start to live your life in that way. You'll start to carry your energies in that way. Your frequencies, what they're going to do is they're going to transmute. What transmute is, it's going to transform into a different frequency. The energies, your vibes are going to go into that of starting to manifest your reality that you're seeking. And that's how I say that is a technique of getting the energies out there into manifestation too.
Right, right. And that also ties into that other technique of I am, I am, like, let's say you want to become something, I want to be more confident. I want to be, you want to be something. Like, why can't you already be it,
Everybody wants to be something.
Right. So why keep pushing it out? Why keep saying you will be? Your mind is saying, oh, tomorrow, like you said, tomorrow I will be this. But then tomorrow comes and you're like, yeah, tomorrow is the day that I will be this. And it's
Mhm.
like, you already are. Like, no one's holding you accountable to be the same person you were. I saw this quote a while ago. I forget where, but it's like, you're not forced to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. Like, change is constantly happening. So no one's holding you. Give yourself permission to become what you want.
Mhm.
And eventually that's when you really will become what you want, because you already are what you want.
I'd say that a basis for before anybody would want to try to get into manifestation, or I'd say even just start to really take the dive into their path of spirituality. Um, Something that you'll need to understand is that you can let one of two things conquer you in your life. You can either let faith guide you, or you can let fear conquer you. Um, what that means is I'd like to say that faith and fear, like we were talking about earlier, razor's edge in between. Okay, so faith is basically you know that things are going to go your way. Obviously, I'm not saying that you have faith in God and another higher power, like God, Jesus, in the Bible. I'm just talking about faith in yourself, faith in your life, faith that positive things are going to come to you. Okay, or you can have fear, and all fear is faith in that things will go wrong. Faith in that things couldn't come to you. Faith that you could do that if only you had something else to, but there's always something holding. That's what fear is. It's just it's holding you back. It's only faith in things going wrong.
So it's like,
So
there's two sides to faith. So it's, you got the positive side to faith, and then you got fear, which is the faith in something that you don't want. So you're taking your whole faith and putting it on what you don't want. That,
exactly, faith is really the driver in everything that you can do in life, and it's definitely the driver in whether you're going to be manifesting the life that you want or the life that you have. So I'd say that we wanted to talk about faith over fear, just to kind of give a guidance to those who are listening to these techniques and want to start living in the end, using those techniques of visualization, um, to where that's where it's going to really test your faith and see, how badly do you want it? Or are how badly do you want it? Do you have enough uh, drive in you to just have complete faith in yourself that it's going to happen and that it has already happened, actually living in the end feeling? I remember when, I used to want to make a YouTube video, now we're doing that, now we're taking it off, now we can say that we changed that, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
You have to definitely be willing to take, the steps toward physically in your life towards the thing that you want, but it all starts within your head, having faith over fear.
And that some of that fear seems to come from beliefs that we all have of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
So like limiting beliefs that limit us to really strive for our full potential. But like maybe growing up you thought that you weren't worthy of, like your words weren't carried enough weight, maybe you thought your words didn't mean anything, people didn't listen to you, so now you feel undervalued, so now you feel like people don't hear you out. And this is something that's like within you, something that like you'll try to change, but unless you get rid of that limiting belief, that's something that that's the first thing you really got to take care of. Like, so that where that comes into play is when you start exploring your spirituality and doing kind of that shadow work, getting rid of those inner shadows that
Mm-hmm.
kind of follow you, because I can't manifest myself being like this confident, outgoing person when I still deep down believe that I'm not worthy of it. And that goes for everything. You can't manifest that you're rich if you're like, if you believe that you are meant to be poor, or that if you don't suffer you don't deserve that money. It's
Right,
just,
right.
it's going deep down in yourself and getting rid of that fear, that negativity, and those things that hold you back deep down.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely I think everybody in this life is going through some self-development in terms of kind of building themselves up in repairs from their childhood in some ways, just because as children we're so vulnerable. And we could talk about the system and all that jazz all day long, but regardless, the end point is we all come up, and a lot of people grow up feeling like Tomas was saying, undervalued, like their words don't carry any weight, and that people just like, and I can say myself that I sometimes feel like, I used to feel like anyways, that people didn't care what I had to say. I could say something, if somebody genuinely asks you like, hey, how's your day, and you talk about your day, I feel like I just didn't want to talk about my day because it wouldn't, what do you really care? You know what I mean? But
Right. And if you take that into a simpler sense, basically when you talk about your day, you think people don't want to hear it, you don't put in the effort, makes people think that you don't care about them either, makes them
right.
care less about you. It's like this whole self-fulfilling prophecy that you put yourself in. It all starts in here.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how the chains of the links of on the chain of society kind of, I think, kind of fall into just like a musk of negative, like, and my stance on negativity, so like that, I kind of just feel like everybody kind of brings themselves down rather than trying to uplift each other. Like, and I'll say, for instance, I know that everybody can kind of agree to this, that when you're going out, you're at work, or for the younger viewers, you're at school, and you'll just notice that there's either people in your day that you can meet that will smile and be like, hey, how's it going? They're happy to see you. And maybe they might not say anything that meaningful or anything, but they got a good vibe and you feel good. But for the most part, most of the people that you'll meet going around are like, hey, how you feeling? Like, I'm all right. Or like, my back hurts, or like, but like, they'll have like something that's negative to complain about. And it's like, I think that that's because all of us have like kind of Tomas was talking about earlier, shadow work. He said some shadow work that we need to take care of, which is like kind of just dealing with the negativity within ourselves, like due to like our upbringing. Maybe your parents didn't listen to you too much, or maybe looking back, my parents never really gave me that much attention. But I think that was because that they had their own everybody does the best that they can do with what they're given, and they had their own kind of thing. So now I can go to understand and give forgiveness, and that's kind of how and I feel like that kind of having that awareness of when I finally realized that my parents had their own shadow work that they needed to deal with, after I already dealt with mine, it kind of helped me to even take myself even further and being able to forgive them, and kind of just like forgive myself and be more open with myself, kind of have more confidence about me, realize that you know their problems weren't my fault. Like the problems that they had nothing to do with me. So I shouldn't have felt so small, regardless of what was going on. So now that kind of helped me propel myself to feel confident, and I feel comfortable around figures of authority now, whereas I used to be kind of scared of like principals or even teachers sometimes. But now, like, I shake hands with my boss every day. We go out for drinks. It's
So
just a difference in your mind frame too.
what would you say that has done in terms of your manifestations and your confidence in yourself and your beliefs in yourself when you're manifesting?
Once you get rid of or once you can learn to conquer your childhood traumas, at least for the most part, and you take that journey, dude, it strengthens your fear so I think that being able to have the strength to really want to face myself and confront myself, not having the strength to like forgive. You have to have the strength to really want to just sit and think about those things rather than have the thought come to your head and distract yourself. Having that strength kind of gave me the strong faith that I needed to have into myself to bring about manifestations and use the techniques in my life without any kind of fear.
Right. And a lot of people that try it for a day, basically, they'll try to manifest. They'll try it. They'll say, "Oh, this didn't work. Oh, this doesn't work. This is bullshit." And then, you can't go in with a mindset like, what if like I'm not gonna get that's not gonna work. You're like, this is kind of bullshit, and expect good things to come your way. Um, these are really the things that are holding you back. So your conscious mind thinks of something. Once you get your subconscious mind on board, that's when you really go.
Mhm.
You can you can say all you want. You can say, yeah, blah blah blah, this and that, and then deep down, if you really think that you're not gonna achieve something, you're not gonna achieve it. You're not gonna go for it, because that's really where it all is. And unless you go back and you face all those shadows that you were talking about, or you go and you forgive yourself, forgive the people around you, and get rid of those things that hold you back every day, that's really when you'll get to manifest properly. That's really when you'll have that power to believe in yourself and believe in what you want, because it all, like, at the end of the day, you're building confidence, you're building belief in yourself that you have the
Right.
power to create that new reality. If you don't have that, then there's no point. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in the power that you have to create something, then you're not gonna eventually you're gonna give up.
But no, very true though. Stated facts for real. Because that's excuse me. Yeah, so if you really think about it, in essence, what is manifestation? And like we stated earlier, manifestation it's happening constantly. Manifestation isn't something that you unlock. Manifestation is something you gain knowledge of, but it's always happening to you, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you like it or not, because it's the essence of your being. It's you outward. It's what your subconscious mind is feeling taking form. Okay, so for instance, me, I grew up in poverty. I grew up poor in a small town. I grew up very poor and all my life, moved around a lot. And that kind of forced me to have a very impoverished mentality in my life. And I found myself working for little to nothing wages. And that put me in a mentality to where I kind of eventually, once I started doing this shadow work and taking control of my life, I was able to look back and realize, like, man, because I grew up like thinking poor, and like my parents were poor and everybody was poor around me, that kind of forced me to just be in a state where my subconscious mind was just poor, and it's like no matter how much I wanted to have money, or no matter how much I thought that I deserved to have money, my my essence was poor, because that's how it was. I didn't really truly learn how to change my essence, the thoughts that I'm given to my subconscious mind through these techniques of visualization, living in the end. You're always manifesting what your subconscious mind wants, right, Tomas? So whether it's negative or positive,
Right. And I
whether
think
it's the same.
people don't realize how they manifest small things all the time. Like if you watch any other video on YouTube about manifesting, most of them will tell you how you manifest every single day.
Hmm.
If you believe that you're going to eat pizza tonight and you really believe it, then chances are you're going to eventually get that pizza, and you'll think, hey, maybe that's not manifesting. I went to go get it. But did you really, didn't it start with a thought? Didn't
Hmm.
it start with a thought? So it's all about how much you believe in something. And if you can convince yourself to believe in something that much, then it will eventually manifest into your life.
Right. You believed that, you first thought about what you wanted. You wanted that pizza. Then your brain was able to think about how to get it, over there.
Yeah.
And then you went and got it. So like you can do that with any thought that you have, like in your life. Like, if you want something else, if you want money, start to really think about ways that you can get that money. Don't just stop at the I want money, and then you don't go any further than that.
Yeah. And
How you
don't,
gonna
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just gonna say, you can't manifest anything if you don't really kind of take the time to really explore, you know, just sit there and think about what you want and live in it. And that'll give you the answers of how to chase it. That if you really just try to sit there and live in it, that'll give you what you need, I'd say.
Right. And adding to that, don't feel like once you get the money, you'll be happy. Don't feel like, oh, I can't wait to get it because I'll be so happy. No, just feel what you'd feel when you get it, but feel it now. Like no one's stopping you from feeling that feeling right now. Just because you don't have it
Hmm.
doesn't mean you can't feel it. Like feeling is all from within. Nothing external will give you any type of feeling that you're searching. If you can conjure that feeling just from imagining the money, why can't you just keep feeling that way until you get it? It's just inside of you. So once you align yourself with that feeling of, maybe you're excited, maybe you're pumped, maybe you feel like over the top because you can finally pay your rent, you can finally do this, you can finally buy food for whatever.
Hmm.
Once you align yourself with that in the present moment, that's when you align yourself with that. And then you'll see that it becomes much easier. Every day will be one step closer to when you get it. It'll be like a kind of a nicer ride, to say, and it'll come much quicker to you.
Right. And that's kind of like what we were saying, that kind of ties in with the being able to transmute your energies, the vibrational frequencies from where when you start to live into that mind state, and start feeling, the physical sensation. When you're happy, your head feels a little lighter. Your body feels a little lighter. When you're feeling depressed and sad, your body feels heavier. Your back starts to hurt. You feel weighed down. So when you really start to kind of feel those physical, like, oh man, I feel great. You're smiling more, and you're living in that positive mentality that you already have the money. So like that's why you're happy, because your rent's paid. You have no worries. You'll start to realize that that's just how you're going to be. You're going to be that happy person. And eventually your energies are going to transmute onto the frequency of manifestation. And you're going to have that. You're going to have that worry free of rent, that you're going to have that food. You're going to have your bills paid, and you're going to have that money coming into your account, because why wouldn't you? The universe, God, your subconscious mind, whatever you want to call the power, you know, there's a cause and effect, it has to provide what you're living, what you give it, what you should give it, it has to provide, so if you're
Yeah.
giving it the same thing every day of working at the same job, and that's all you're thinking about, and that's where you're living in your head, then that's what's going to keep giving you. But if you
Right.
really take yourself into what Tomas was saying, into an elevated mind state, then it'll give you so.
And the thing to realize is you deserve it just as much as anybody else.
Hmm.
There's no, this person deserves it more than me. This person, no, we all deserve it just as much as everybody else.
Yes, that's right, Tomas. Yeah, no one man was put onto this earth to suffer his entire life, unless that's what he truly brings about for himself. God did not put you here to suffer. He puts you here to prosper, and that's why he gave you full control over your mind. Your mind is God within you. Your mind is the power within you, and you deserve to use that power. Definitely, everybody deserves to use that power, and everybody does use that power, just whether it's conscious or unconsciously, and for you know positive or the negative, that is.
And I think a big, a big, one of the biggest probably things that we have that we can use is is meditation. That's like the number
Hmm.
one tool that helps you kind of gain better control of your thoughts. um you can think all you want, and you can try to be as positive as you want, and these negative thoughts will eventually come up. You'll have these little, Neville calls it the voice. What does he call it? Like the old man voice in your head. So
Right.
it's like once you become this new person, you'll still have that old person in your head whispering little things. It's like, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do.
Hmm.
But meditation is one of the best tools you have to get control of your thoughts. That thoughts are all passing, and that little negative voice, that little nagging voice is just going to pass. Let it pass. Don't pay any mind to it. And meditation is one of the best things you can do to help you gain control again. And just realize that thoughts are thoughts. And if you want them to control you, if you want them to affect you, you can let them. But if you don't, you can let them pass. And as powerful as they are, you can also realize which thoughts you don't want to put the power to. And that meditation is probably one of the best tools you have to get there.
That's right. And I'd like to just clarify on meditation. I think that a lot of people have kind of different views on meditation. Um, and there's different forms of meditation, different practices of meditation. I myself have done quite a few different ones. Um, but these days, after all the meditating that I've done upon myself, I've come to think of meditation as more of all you're really doing is becoming friends with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're talking with yourself. That's it. You're having conversations with your mind. And that allows you to be more comfortable in your own skin. It allows you to learn more about yourself. It allows you to tap into knowledges that you might not have recognized before, because it's going to be talking back with you. And yeah, I think that that's a great way, like Tomas was saying, to really just get comfortable and confident over that old man doubt in your head, coming at you thinking, you can't do this, you can't do that. As you get more comfortable and more friends with yourself, I'd say that your mentality kind of wants to be more positive for you. You know what I mean? It wants to say you can do this, and you have that strength, you have that perseverance in you to rise up and pull through. So yeah, I want to say that everybody is worthy. Everybody that's watching this is worthy, and you have the strength within you to pull about what you really seek in this life, and you have the strength within you to manifest love in your life.
You can manifest love, you can manifest wealth, you can manifest everything. And it all takes some work within yourself. You have to go into yourself, find out what limits you, find out what you believe in that holds you back, find out in what ways you don't believe in yourself. Shift that power to positive, shift it. Always keep your belief in faith, have faith in yourself rather than fear.
Hmm.
We have to be okay with not sometimes you don't, when you start manifesting, sometimes you don't get the desired outcome right away. And these are things that are putting you on the path to where you need to be. So once you
Right.
see like something you don't want come up, maybe you'll give up. Maybe you'll start thinking negative. Maybe you're like, oh, this doesn't work. I'm done. But it's just the beginning of the path. You have to stay on the path if you want to get to where you want to be. So let's say like a lot of things can happen. It Neville calls it the bridge of incidents.
Hmm.
It's like a lot of things that happen when you start manifesting. And like you said, you can have, like Elijah said, you can have faith, or you can live with fear. And when these things start happening, your faith is what's really going to carry you through them to get to where you need to be. And yeah, I mean, it all takes work. It takes inner work. It takes self-development. It takes time to control your thoughts, and it takes determination.
Faith.
Yeah, faith.
Yeah. Perseverance, persistence. You can't just think, you can't think positive one day and think negative the next day and think positive the next day and then think that you're going to be on a roller coaster. You're just going to stay negative. It's going to cancel each other out, and you're just going to keep living the current life that you have. If you really want to take it to the next level, then you really have to be able to do what Tomas was stating earlier and have those qualities and be able to make the decision. Are you ready to start manifesting positivity into your life? Or do you want to keep the same lifestyle that you have? And if you want to keep the same lifestyle that you have, that is perfectly okay as well, especially for those of you out there who are already unconsciously manifesting a positive lifestyle.
Right.
We all have the power, and if they could do it, so could we.
Right. And it's a big thing is also to just practice gratefulness, uh,
And have gratitude.
gratitude. That's what, yeah, practice
Yeah.
gratitude.
Yes.
That's
Yes. Name the
yeah.
things that you're grateful for,
Yeah,
and
every
that'll
day.
help you. Yeah, that'll help you have a positive outlook on and cherish those things that you truly have. Because if you can imagine what it would be like if you didn't have those things, your life would probably suck.
Right. I mean, we all want more, but if someone came right now and took everything you have right now, even if you want more, like if they took everything you have right now, like you would realize how good you had it.
Hmm.
We're all in different spots, but if you really think about it, like if you have a bed, if you have a warm room right now you're in, you're doing better off than a lot of people on this planet right now, just like that. So just be grateful for what you have. And it's okay to want more, but just every now and then don't think that you need more because you
Right.
because you desire more. You don't need it, you don't lack it.
You deserve it.
You deserve it, you desire, it's your desire, but just be grateful for what you have. Experience gratitude every day, practice it, and things are going to flow much easier. You'll find your outlook on certain things will be much more positive, and it helps shift that subconscious mind into the positive realm.
Yeah, man. And so I'd say with that, we could probably tie this video to a closing. So just remember, everybody, that you are worthy of fulfilling your desires. You are filled with the strength that you need to achieve those desires and those goals. And I love you all. I have love for all of my fellow mankind. Thank you, Tomas, for
Right.
being here with me in this discussion, this journey with me of
Right, brother.
manifestation and spiritual realization.
Yeah, thank you all. Much love, and we hope you got something from this. Yeah, we're very excited to get you more episodes out, and hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you liked what we're talking about, hit the subscribe button. Please like and hit that bell to hear notifications when we drop our next episodes out.